Hey guys, I'm Jay Randall. Welcome back to my channel where I discuss wisdom for the modern man. Today guys, got another TikTok video to react to. The title of the video, How Men Commit Differently Than Women. I watched about a minute of it and I thought this would be a really good video to react to. So without further ado, let's get right into the video.
Men commit differently than women. Men pick up the whole package. So they start by they're looking for a woman with complementary strength. They are looking for strength, and they see a woman that's really, really strong, but they don't need to be duplicated. And they don't want to be duplicated. They want to be admired for the ways that they're strong that you aren't.
Exactly. And I know I'm pausing this really early, but she made a really good point. Men want to be admired for the ways that they're strong that the woman isn't. We want that there's differences between us. And with feminism telling women that they basically need to come to the table with the exact same attributes and traits as a man, you miss out on that ability to love each other for the ways that you're different. So I thought that was a really good point.
And the only reason they want to be admired by you is because they admire you. It's not because they think so little. We want to be admired by the people we admire. So men scan for complementary strength. It's in their nature. They do it all the time. We do it too for a different reason, but they do it. It's like they're always filling a team or looking for a partnership. And then when they find it and, oh, she likes me. That's one of the 12 things. She likes me. Did our parents did your mother teach you to look for men you liked? Mine didn't. I was taught to look for beautiful men. Handsome, strong, rich. You know, that's with the imprint back in the 70s. So, still is in a lot of ways.
You mean instead of men you like?
Yes.
They need to check a box.
It never even showed up.
Wealthy,
do
tall,
you like him?
Educated.
Yes.
Like, do you like him? Yeah.
Yes. It never even showed up. Do you like him? What do you like about him? And like when women are like, oh, I'm so in love with him. Oh, and the chemistry's amazing. And I'm like, okay, do you like him? What do you mean? Do I like him? Well, if you were to have children, would you hope they would be like he is? Because you prefer how he is? Huh? What? We're not taught to think of these things. But one of the things that makes a woman the right person is she likes me. Another is she doesn't emasculate me too much.
Wow. The bar is on the floor.
Yes, and too much changes. Men in their 30s, for example, will put up with a heck of a lot more emasculation than a man in his 50s. What we call the stages of development. A prince, highly adaptable, although he'll be really upset with himself for betraying himself. A king, no, kings have very low tolerance for emasculation.
Yeah, I agree. And I think now more than ever, men are not tolerating emasculation anymore. You know, this is why so many men are staying alone. They're staying single because they're not going to put up with the disrespect, the cheating, the emotional abuse that happens a lot in these relationships by the hands of women. So a lot of men are choosing to stay single because we're just not tolerating it anymore. And especially a guy who has, you know, some self-respect, or he's worked on himself and he has something that he's built. He's definitely not going to sit there and allow some woman to emasculate him. So I totally agree with that.
They'd rather be alone than to be diminished by a woman. So being liked, which includes being accepted. And so when a man is looking for a partner, he's looking for those complementary strengths. And then, okay, what goes with this? And when he chooses her, and we feel it in our body before they ever say, will you marry me? We can feel when they have picked up the whole package. We feel safe. We feel loved and we feel safe. And it's because they have accepted the stuff that goes with what they value about you the most. That's just part and parcel. And if one of their friends says, oh, but she's so, that's just how she is.
That's so true. That's so true. When men love a woman, when we find a woman that we really like and we fall in love with her, we fall in love with the totality of her, everything she is, her quirky personality, the way her fashion sense, the way she speaks, the way she just does everything. We fall in love with her. You know, a lot of times women, they don't fall in love with the man. They fall in love with the idea of what the guy could be. They never like fully accept every aspect of who that man is. They have this version that they see of the guy, and they try to change him slowly over time to become that image they have in their head. Whereas men, we accept everything. Like even the stuff that kind of annoys us, we're like, well, that's her. I love her, so that's part of her, and that's what it is, you know? And maybe she talks a little bit too much and that's annoying, or maybe she likes to, do things a certain way, her fashion sense, or her taste in movies, and whatever the case may be. That's her. And we don't try to change it. In fact, most men prefer that the woman never changes. And that's the real difference between men and women. When we meet a girl and we fall in love with her, in our minds we're like, man, I hope this woman stays exactly the same way for the rest of my life. They'd be perfectly happy with that. In fact, that's ideal. Whereas a woman meets a guy and they're already like pinpointing like little things here and there that they would like to tweak about him. And so, oh, this is a good foundation, but if I could just change the way he likes to do this, or change his fashion sense, or change his hobbies, or change his friend group, then he'd be the total package of what I envision him to be. And that is a problem. And that's why relationships tend to fail, because women don't accept the full package of who that man is.
And he's not out to change it, even though it might hurt him, even though it might be irritating, even though it might trip him up. He's not going to try to change it.
Yep.
He bought the package. And yesterday with Ellen and Andrew, the question was, what do men don't know about women? And many of the things were men don't know what women don't know about them. That's one of the most important things for men, which is why I love they can do our Understanding Men workshop. In person, it was only for women. Men get to watch it online and be my students and learn what women don't know about men, and they find out all these things they didn't know about themselves.
There's a lot of things women don't know about men. I mean, all you got to do is turn on a podcast and hear the host ask the women questions. What do you think men want? And they're clueless. You'll see women in their 30s and 40s still fumbling, unsure. Oh, a man wants a boss babe, a woman who, is strong and independent, who doesn't need him, a woman who makes her money. Completely misses the mark. They want a woman who has some masculine traits. It's like, no. So yeah, I 100% agree. Women don't know a lot about men.
So here's the thing, just to finish that one. Women don't buy the whole package. And we actually need to do it intentionally. And if I ever took on being a marriage counselor, which I sometimes end up being like that in odd ways because I interact with my students a lot, we commit one acceptance at a time. One, that's how he is. That's what he needs. That works better for him. Okay. I've known women who had wedding ceremonies 30 years ago, and there's hardly anything about their husband they have accepted.
Wow. Yeah, that's real, man. That is very true. Because like I said, women are trying to change the man. They have this vision in their head of who they want him to be. And over time, they're trying to change him. And, they'll nitpick about certain things, and they'll try to change the hobby he has. Maybe the guy likes to work on cars and that's his whole thing. And then slowly but surely, they'll try to get him to stop working on cars. And, I don't like the fact that you're always in the garage doing this. Maybe the guy likes to collect certain action figures or whatever. I just don't think that's a really, mature hobby. Could you do something else? Maybe he has a certain friend group that he likes to hang out with, and she'll nitpick about that. And slowly but surely, she starts to kill the man inside, because the man starts to realize, this woman doesn't like who I am. All the things that bring me happiness, that bring me joy, that bring me pleasure, it's somehow a bother to her. She would want to change it. She doesn't accept me for me, and it's even more painful because we accept her for her. Like, we look at her and we're like, all the little quirks and flaws and imperfections, and we love it. We still love it. We love you. But then she's always trying to change us, and it's like, damn, that's how it is? Like, you really don't like me like that. So I think this is something that women need to pay attention to, because at its core, when you try to change a man over time, and they do attempt this, and most of the time the men will change because the men want to keep their wives happy. They want to, keep her satisfied, so they'll stop doing the hobby. They'll stop dressing that way. They'll put away the action figures, and, they'll stop hanging out with the buddies. And then they kill the man inside. And over time, 5-10 years down the line, women are wondering why it is they don't recognize the man they're with. Well, that's because you've changed him so much that he's basically a hollow shell of his former self. He doesn't even know who he is anymore because he's changed to fit your needs. And then the women end up divorcing the man because they don't feel the connection anymore. Well, how can you feel a connection with somebody who ultimately isn't being themselves because that's the way you wanted them to be? Women ultimately change men into people that they're not attracted to. And that's why it's very important that you don't change as a man. And it's very important that you find a woman who likes you, loves you completely as you are. I'm not talking about flaws. I'm not talking about toxicity. I'm not talking about accepting, bad behavior. I'm talking about your traits and attributes. What makes you you? If she doesn't totally accept that, she's not the one.
They're still trying to change him at his core. They're trying to change who he is, which is expressed in what he values, what's worth his time and energy. And they're trying to change what he spends his time and energy on.
Yep.
No, that feeds him. It feeds him. That's why he does it, because it feeds him. You want him to not be fed?
Or they accept it in a dismissive and resigned way.
That's not acceptance.
It's not acceptance.
That's put up with.
Yeah.
That's be resigned to it, not acceptance.
And that creates hostility in a marriage.
Oh my gosh.
It's very dark, a dark energy that brings it.
Yes, that's a good word for it. And if only it was dark and still, but it's so damaging. it's cancerous. Anywhere from a full-on assault to just a cancer, eating away. When I want to change you.
Wow, great video. She hit on so many amazing points, and I think a lot of men can learn from this. A lot of men have experienced this, and women in particular can learn from this. Stop trying to change your husband. You shouldn't have married him in the first place if you didn't accept all that he is and all that comes with him in terms of his personality, his hobbies, his desires. He's not a fixer-upper. We're not some project that you can build up. We are a full, complete person the same way you are. We accept you the way you are. And women need to start accepting the men that they choose. And if not, then don't choose him. But don't get into a relationship and try to change the man. This is a really good video. I'm going to see if I can find more content with her, because she seems to have like a really leveled head and speaks from a place of experience and wisdom that you don't hear from a lot of women. Even older women nowadays completely miss the mark when it comes to understanding the world, understanding men. And so I really like this. I'm gonna see if I can find more content. But if you guys enjoyed this, please go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, guys, take it easy.